Good day, everyone. This is the flower blogger. It's been a while since I showed my face, and I guess so excited for May, the first of May, and normally listen to a song called "The First of May" by the Bee Gees. I do it every first of May, and also in May, what I follow based on my YouTube is that of Musou creators. Musou is basically Japanese for warrior. Warriors games, hack and slash games by the game company Koei Tecmo. And so this month was Musou May, and also people have been doing Musou moments, explaining how they got into the whole Musou experience. So for me personally, it all started when I first got a PS2. One of the games I came with it was Dynasty Warriors 2. And I was very young. I was in elementary school, if you would call that. And it was one of the best games ever. When my aunt was going away traveling, I wanted her to get me a memory card so I could save my progress. Now, many creators today would say that Dynasty Warriors 2 is one of the harder games. It didn't really have much levels, but it really introduced me to it, and I really enjoyed it. It was the best game I ever played, and I knew where all the items were to increase your life bar and long Musou attack items. I know where all of them were. There were lots of combos. The arrows was my favorite because I used to press the Musou button with my arrows and just pretend I had a machine gun and just comboing lots of people, Ubu especially, and taking on officers from a distance if you're playing the rules I'm playing. And I was Choo, for example, and I shot up one youth to open the gate to let Sanguinar's forces advance further, so I could go all over the map and help the other forces. It was a good game. The other game I played was Samurai Warriors 1. When I saw the cutscene, all the things Yukimo and Kunichi was doing, it's like, oh no, I bought a hard game. But the game wasn't as hard as it was almost basically the same mechanics as Dynasty Warriors 2. Until I got another weapon and he had more movesets. And then I quickly realized that this was something completely different. The castles, sieges, and some levels were just castles were amazing. It was a top tier game. The other game I had was Orochi, so I didn't play the other games in between. I was introduced all the way to Dynasty Warriors 5 and Summer Warriors 2. Who was that game? After that game, then I had all three games of Dynasty Warriors 7, 8, Warriors Orochi 3, and I played some spin-offs. And I also played Dynasty Warriors 6. I know people say today that Dynasty Warriors 6 isn't the best game, but I did play it. I didn't play 5 when I experienced 5 to Warriors Orochi 1. And later on during the pandemic, I got a emulator, PSP emulator on my phone to play Warriors Orochi 2. But Dynasty Warriors 6, I had it on the PS2, so I had more characters, more battlefields, and more scenarios. It was good. I also played Strike Force. That was the hardest game for me. I could, to this day, never passed it. The music was great, but I could never beat the game. The first I got was Wu's second story, when he was trying to unite the territory, but extremely hard. To this day, that's the only Warriors game I've never finished. I also played Tokyo Randu. I know I'm saying the name wrong. And I also played Fire Emblem 3 Hoops. And Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity on the Switch. So basically on my Switch, when you have like Warrior game spin-offs. So I got the Switch so I can actually play 3 hopes because I was a big fan of free houses. So I was like, I need to get that. So I also played Dynasty Warriors 9. The pros of Dynasty Warriors 9 was I finally was able to get radio and all the horses very easily. Outside of that, I played it, trying to play everybody, but eventually it started getting a little repetitive after I unlocked every bit of the map, the open world, and got the majority of items and played through the story of the DLC characters. The best story for me was done by Her Story, because I spent at least an hour in Chong, the final battle. As then spawned enemies went through until I tell like 10,000 people. And I was like, okay, let me just finish this game. Her story to me was the best out of everyone's story. And she was a NPC DLC character. Um, Outside of that, that's where the positivity stops. Besides the music, I just think it was very repetitive. And they basically had to go through the same cutscenes, the same everything with everybody. Chibi was also a disappointment. Like more could have been done. It says you were just prepping for the battle. Then you had this one battle scene. You battle in the camp. South forces are coming down, or your South forces. You come in the main camp. After the cutscene, the boat fire being burnt, and then after that, that's it. Basically, and then the chase begins. It was very disappointing, but I like how they introduced Chipu and Ma Chong into the story and got more Jin characters. Those were good. I just wish they returned back to the map. And I also wish the Dynasty Warriors 10 they have the same graphics as Wulong, Fallen Dynasty graphics. If Dynasty Warriors 10 had those type of graphics, the graphics by itself would make it the best Warriors game. I also played Samurai Warriors 5 on the Xbox One. I didn't have a PlayStation at the time. So that's like the last Warriors game I talk about. It was very good once I unlocked all the horses, unlocked the story, trying to unlock the hypothetical story at a certain level with the new ninja guy. I can't remember his name, but that was extremely hard to do to try to get the right ending so I could get everything. But it's satisfying to end, getting everybody, getting a new experience. I love how they expanded on the Mori clan, and I finally played those on Saito. One of my favorite characters. My favorite characters from the first game. I was like, man, I really wish I could play this dude. Same time he's in the cutscene with nose and kill the fool and all that. I really wish I could have played him. My friend played him, although he was an NPC. He needs to be more expanded upon. But I really look forward to another Samurai Warriors installments. I don't know if Samurai Warriors 5 Part 2 is going to have the rest of the story with Hiroshi and Ieyasu uniting the land, or they're just going to have a Part 6, or will this next story expand upon the Korean invasion? I wish they do that because that it was a part of the history. That way you can expand on new storylines, new battlefields, different type of soldiers, the characters in the Korea who fought against Hideyoshi's invasion and defeated them. Those could be family characters to be in it, although they're not really samurai, but that would be very interesting to bring about since they bring Yasuke in the mix, which is long overdue in my opinion. But yeah, if they go down that route, I think I give the Koreans like different move sets and weapons because it's basically a different country. But if they went down that route, it would be the best Samurai Warriors, in which completely has a complete history all the way down to Osaka Castle. Very, very interesting. And I hope the Spirit Saga characters are also in that story. It's playable from the jump, so we can even have a free mode and bring people who was even a part of certain battles in the battle. You know, the different perspective and more people have their individual weapons. I just hope they get Yukimori's original weapon, because he had them so long it'd be a shame if he's a clone. That if reason and he's a clone, I will not be buying it. So I'll boycott that game. I'll just watch the story, I'll listen to the music, but I will not play that game if he is a clone. He needs to have individual weapon and it needs to be a spear. Same spear as always, or you want to make it look a little different, but get similar moves from the previous games, fine. As long as he has a spear and it's not a clone, then fine. Anyway, that's my Musou experience as a blogger. I want to blog with different things besides poetry and these games, and these are games I love and like. My full experience on video. I'll be Musou Moment, looking forward to next year. Hopefully it will be much better, some gameplay and whatnot, but as time goes on, maybe I'll get to that point, maybe not. I just want to share my experience with you guys. Until next time, remember, the flower always grows on.